Adversity. It's a way to define a man. How a man can stand up to hardships, to focus and keep going. When times are the worst, when you could lose someone you love.
Speechless. First thing I thought of was death. Cancer is the same thing as death. It hurts a lot, it still do. Just seeing her, go through the stuff she had to do. She'll never be the same person as she was before that. She's the best mom, anyone can ask for. Just making sure that, she is happy at all times, and whatever she needs, if I can provide it for her, then I can do that and help her out. And that pain and hurt is just gonna take us a long way and, get us through any situation that comes by.
Deshaun was born in Gainesville, Georgia, where he was raised by his mom, Deanne. With a family of 4 kids, Deanne always had her hands full, but took it in stride.
She's a very hard worker, motivated woman, and someone that you would love to be around.
She always have been a family person. Put your children first, and to make sure that they need what they need, and that's always have been her best interest is her children first.
With Deanne taking care of the Watson kids in a full house, it was inevitable that sports and football would be a big part of Deshaun's life.
Having an older brother to look up to, and just seeing him play football and something that kind of motivated me to want to do the same thing.
When Sean was about, I guess about 7 or 8, so then she always would tell me, she buys some football means and stuff. He would line them up just like he playing football. And it's just something about him. He always have. I just put it this way: he's got a gift on him, and he just sharing his gift.
That next step was Gainesville High School, a football program known for its success. Deshaun got his chance to be a leader as soon as he stepped through the door.
He's one of those kids that we talk about it in athletics. He's got it. We started him as a freshman. He never has played a JV down while he was in high school. And ever since then, it was the Deshaun Watson show here at Gainesville High School.
It's very intense down there, and the support and the fans there is, there every Friday night. And Gainesville always had, each year it's been pretty good in football. I always have an athlete, go D1 or, someone big. When I got my chance my freshman year, I took advantage of it.
In Deshaun's freshman season, he threw for over 2,000 passing yards and 17 touchdowns, leading Gainesville to a 10-2 record. His first season success was enough to gain him national attention from schools, and he handled it like a pro.
I had to control myself and my emotions and make sure I wasn't, changing and getting the big head. And, I knew that, I can have all this and, it can go away just like that.
Wherever Deshaun was playing, he knew his family and mother would be there watching and cheering him on.
It was great to have that supporting cast in the stands and knowing that they were going to be there for me. Just seeing her smile and, watching and letting her see me play and perform is very special to me.
She knew that God had a gift for Sean. She knew that Sean was going to be somebody.
In the winter of 2012, Deanne would get some news that would change the lives of the Watson family. Deanne was diagnosed with tongue cancer, a type of oral cancer that had to be treated by the removal of the tongue and months of rehab and speech therapy.
Then the doctor told us that I had to lose my tongue, and now the accident it's something that I didn't know to happen, but as I got used to it, it's just something I had to make the decision that do I going to lose my tongue or do I going to lose my life? I was sad, I was depressed, and it was a hard time for me. It really is.
It's when I found out that, she had cancer. And, it's very hard, and, first thing I did was just started crying and just really, I didn't really know what to think about until, she kind of sat down and explained, and it was still just, a lot, going through my head at the time.
For the next 6 months, Deanne would undergo treatment and rehab at Emory Hospital. Deshaun and the rest of the Watson family would live with Terry and Sonia Watts. During recovery, Deshaun and Deanne found new ways to communicate with each other.
I still can't speak as clearly that at first I could speak, that I learned how to heard and learned to talk to the children, that the parents taught exactly how you learn to say it, you have to write it down.
At the time, after she had surgery, she couldn't talk, so she either text us, or she'll write down something like "I love you" and keep doing what you're doing, and keep being the the 15-year-old kid I am at the time. It was hard at times, but I just try to stay focused and play the game. After you seeing other people go see their parents, and I'm not able to see mine. It's hard, but she's a strong woman, and all the stuff she went through, and all the stuff she had to go through is just a motivation, and inspired me to be great whatever I wanted to do.
6 months later, Deanne returned home to her family and didn't miss the rest of Deshaun's football career.
I just really happy to do that. To do that in the stand.
My sophomore year, it was kind of, just having that worry in the back of my head, making sure that she was going to be all right. But, just seeing her in the stands my junior year, it was just, I guess, a whole bunch of weight off my shoulder, knowing that, she is fine and, she's back doing what she can do. That's the season I kind of, took it to the next level. And that's when, I got the recognition of being the #1 quarterback in the country, and we won state, and just, really, that was just, a great season overall, just to see her in the stands and her, cheering like she used to, and, seeing that smile on her face was, very special.
After an incredible junior year, Deshaun made a decision to commit to a school that not only cared about his football talents, but his family as well.
I'm just really proud of how he handled it. Her perspective is different from a lot of people because of what she's had to deal with. I don't think she wants to miss a moment, and it's one of the reasons he came to Clemson. We're not too far from his home, and a place where he felt like he could achieve all of his dreams and goals, but also really still be involved with his family.
When my mom was going through the cancer is when I kind of knew that, I would figure out where I wanted to be. And so, Clemson is the school that kind of, helped me support my mom, and, kept me grounded. And, they said, you have, all the opportunity in the world to, fulfill your dreams here. So, I took advantage of it and committed, and ever since then, they've been true to their word.
Deshaun was making himself known as one of the future stars in the ACC until midway through the season. Deshaun suffered a broken hand that sidelined him for 3 games. Even though Deshaun was injured, it didn't stop Deanne and the rest of the Watson family from showing their support.
It was great just to know that, even when I'm not playing, they're still, supporting me, and not just me, but the team. I'm not the only guy on the team. It's, a Clemson family.
You learn to support him, regardless if he's playing or not. You still learn to support him.
In his return from injury, devastation would strike again. On a run play against Georgia Tech, Deshaun tore his ACL.
I thought the season was over, and then that Sunday he comes to me with the trainer trying to convince me that he can play, and against South Carolina, and I'm like, what do you mean you can play? You got a torn ACL. And he said, well, I don't have any pain and I can move just fine. And he was just adamant that he could do it. And heck, by Tuesday afternoon, I'm like, I couldn't tell anything was even wrong with him.
Something I told Sweeney, that I never want to lose to those guys. I want to be that quarterback that, win all 4 years. And so, they said, hey, you gotta be able to make plays and, win the game. It's something that, I would never forget.
I've never seen anything like it. And then he takes off from about the 12-yard line and just darts in for a touchdown dive. It was, I thought we were going to have to go get a stretcher to get him up. It was one of the most incredible performances I have ever seen, ever.
It's just a stepping stone. attend that Senate and this Sunday.
As Deshaun recovers from his knee injury this offseason, he knows the reason he has his toughness and determination is his mother, Deanne.
Yeah, she, what she's been through, and, being a single parent, having 4 kids is, is very tough. And, I see them, my mom and my whole family in the stands just, clapping along with all the other fans and, cheering and just smiling and, having the time of their lives that really motivates me to keep getting better.
I just do what the mother's supposed to do. Just love those children and support them in whatever they do. I don't consider myself as a hero, I just consider myself as his mom.
Whatever I'm going through now would never compare to what she went through, so there's no reason for me to be, down or sad or complain, about my injuries, because, she's gonna be there for me. She's gonna support me no matter what.